This is the city, my city, and I am its protector. Right now, darkness has fallen over it like a can of black paint had been poured over the once blue sky. Most of our good citizens have come home from work and gone to bed. Assuming they're not stuck on 635 LBJ Freeway. But the slime of the town, the criminals, are still hard at work. That's okay. So am I. My name is Stingray, Rick Stingray. And if my introduction hasn't put you to sleep yet, you can probably tell that I'm a cop. I protect and I serve. I work tireless hours so that the citizens of our town can feel secure, so that hot women can walk to their cars safely at night, so that our children can inherit
Hey, Stingray.
What, Charlie?
Sorry to interrupt your intro, but there's some woman out there that wants you.
They all want me, Charlie.
That's not what I mean. You see, she won't leave until she gets to talk with you.
Do I want to talk with her?
I sure think so. If you don't, I will. She's quite the dame.
Oh, really? Send her in then.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so our children can inherit a good blah, blah, blah. Yeah, forget it. I am now fixated on what kind of dame was being brought to my desk. It's not surprising that Charlie used that term. He uses a lot of outdated words like nifty, groovy, and I have often wanted to lock him up myself when he says, gee whiz. This was it. My heart raced like a winning horse at the track. And then she walked in. She made an entrance like a seductive feline on the prowl, and I was her prey. And I liked being her prey. She walked to my desk slowly, like getting here would take all day. But that was okay. I'd better shut up before I rhyme even more of what I say.
You, Rick Stingray?
Instead, she found a way. In the flesh.
Good. I'm a desperate woman. I don't know if you meet many desperate women, Mr. Stingray.
You'd be surprised, Miss...
Madeline. My name is Madeline. And I am a desperate woman, Mr. Stingray.
A desperate woman who was on the prowl. Sounded dangerous. But I was her prey, and I liked being her prey.
I have nowhere to turn. Nobody to listen to me. I'm in this cold, cruel world alone. That is, until now. Rescue me. Rescue me, Mr. Stingray. I don't want to be in this alone anymore. I need you to help me.
Hey, this is getting good.
Gee whiz, this is getting good.
What can I do for you, Madeline?
It's my brother. He has been wrongly accused of murdering his boss. He has been arrested for it and the case closed. He was framed. Framed, I tell you! I need someone who can find out who framed him and who the real killer is.
What she was asking was difficult. I couldn't just reopen a case because a hot-looking lady asked me to. I had to find a way to tell her that. Miss Madeline.
Yes, Mr. Stingray.
Miss Madeline.
Yes.
I gotta tell you. Tell me the rest of the details and I'll see what I can do.
Really, Mr. Stingray? You won't regret it.
What can I say? I like being her prey.
This is the city that I protect. Crime fighting has never been easy, and like many things today, it is always changing. My name is Carl Scott, and I carry a badge. I work hard to keep in shape. I want to be a bad guy's worst nightmare. I want to be as strong as I can, as fast as I can, and as smart as I can. If I am going to be the best that I can be, I have to let nothing slow me down. And that is why right now, I would do anything to have a siren. I just walked through the doors and my partner Stingray told me we were leaving. I was not thrilled. After all, I just got out of traffic that was slower than, It was really slow. I asked Sting what was going on. After a 35-minute explanation of how hot some woman he met last night was, it turns out we were investigating a murder case. This was an unusual case for us, but Stingray just cannot tell a pretty lady no. That became more evident when he went as far as to tell me that the case was closed. If that wasn't enough... Wait a minute. What? Did you say the case was closed?
Yeah, so?
So, Sting the Chief will freak out if he hears that we're working on a case that is already closed.
He doesn't have to know.
All right, that's it. Go ahead and stop the car. Let me out. I am not going to be involved with a case that is already closed, nor involves lying to my superior.
We're not lying. We haven't said a thing to him about it.
See, it's stuff like this that undermines our profession.
How?
Well, think about it. You're basically seeking to prove that our fellow officers have the wrong guy. The press is going to eat that up. Do you want them to find out? They always find a way.
Well, maybe we do have the wrong guy. Did you ever think of that? Even police officers are human.
I have no reason to believe we don't.
That's why you need to trust me and go with me to this little chat we're about to have.
The whole thing stunk. Sting asking me to trust him with this investigation was like Hannibal Lecter asking me to trust the fact that he's on a diet. Right now, all I know is that some rich cat named Biggs was murdered in his office and one of his employees has been blamed. So, we are at the dead guy's home to talk to his wife and daughter.
I'm still trying to figure out why you gentlemen are here. It worries me a little.
Well, I thought the cops already got the guy.
Well, they did. We're just following up on a few details so we can present a stronger case by the time this goes to trial.
Did you wash your hands
When?
today?
I showered today.
Mm-hmm.
I also went to the restroom today. Is that okay?
Did you wash your hands?
Yeah. I also wiped my...
Sting!
Oh, Jenny, what seems to be the problem?
He just looks dirty. Or rugged. I just think he should wash his hands before he puts them on the china. It is very expensive.
Jenny, we have a dishwasher.
Yeah, but he's been on the couch, and he's touched the door.
Tell you what, I'll just go wash my hands.
Down the hall, third door on the right.
Be sure to use soap. I know how you men just like to run your hands under the water.
Right. I also shook your hands, you know.
Mrs. Biggs, why don't you tell me about your husband?
I'd be glad to. Let's see. He was a very smart man. He couldn't run a company like Biggs International and not be. He was a visionary. I'm sure you've read about him in the newspaper.
Yeah, I think so. He's really popular around here.
Oh, yes. He helped put this town on the international map. And his vision for the future of his family was... I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Now Jenny is about to marry the man who will, I don't know, succeed my husband. And while I do love Luke, I really do, even he knows there will never be another like Thornton.
Well, forgive me for not knowing all the details, but how was your husband murdered?
Someone put rat poison in his coffee.
You imbecile!
Jenny, that is not the way we talk to our police officers.
I don't care, Mother! What kind of cops are these?
It is not polite to call them cops.
Everybody knows who did it. It wasn't hard to figure out. Alan served Daddy coffee every day. How could you not know all of this and live here? Don't you watch the news?
I don't always have time, miss.
Well, perhaps you should.
Perhaps she should be happy that I don't spit at her again without the coffee.
Hasn't our family been through enough after Daddy died? We have the Keystone cops here asking stupid questions? Ooh, why can't we just be left alone?
Don't forget to wash your hands before you come back.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up! Ooh!
Would you gentlemen like more coffee?
No, thanks.
3 p.m. It was time to find this Luke guy, see what he had to say. After all, he knew Mr. Biggs pretty well, and worked closely with him at the company.
Jenny also worked for the company, but it was probably a job her father got her. Basically, she was kind of a media expert. Taped meetings, interviews, and other stuff. Probably the only job he could create for her. Because he would be an idiot if he put her in a public relations position.
Excuse me. Are you Luke Janney?
Yes. And you are?
I'm Rick Stingray, and this is Carl Scott. We're from the police department.
Ah. Wasting your time, officers.
What makes you say that?
Just a heads up. Definitely not worth the trip out here to see me. The whole thing's been taken care of. It's going to be all over by the end of the month.
So you know why we're here?
Of course. You hear about one Betty Singer?
Who?
Oh, come off it, officer. Yes, okay, I admit. I was in the tree on the supposed night in question. And yes, that tree just happened to sit right outside her bedroom window. And yes, she happened to be getting undressed at the time. But I hardly noticed. I was up in the tree getting some toilet paper out that some pranksters had thrown up there. I think she's really pretty. I think she has a pretty yard, and I respect her as a neighbor. Listen, ask any of my friends. I'm just not interested in seeing naked women. It's just not my thing. I mean, I like women. I like women. It's just I'm not a peeping pervert, you know.
Mr. Janney, we came out here to talk to you about the murder of Thornton Biggs.
Really? Well, I thought that the case...
We arrested someone. We're just here to do a little bit of follow-up.
Oh, I see.
Come on, Janney. We've got 10 more holes to play. If I knew you were going to take all day, let us play through.
Yeah, that won't be necessary, all right? Anyway, there's still people up on the fairway. I know my golf etiquette. I'm going to wait until they get up on the green.
You were 4 over on the last hole. I think you got room.
What was the last hole?
A par 3.
Hey, what do you know about the guy they arrested?
You mean Alan? Other than being a jealous, obsessive killer, what else do you want to know?
Jealous, obsessive, how so?
Warm up. Jealous about being a peon. He was basically a male secretary, but he was obsessed over Jenny.
Jenny Biggs?
That's the Jenny, officer. Well, now the grass is out of my way, I can make my shot.
Luke, hit the ball, or we'll hit it for you.
So let me guess, Mr. Biggs found out and spoke to Alan about it.
You could say that. He was practically stalking her.
Wait a second. I've met Jenny. She doesn't seem like the type of girl that would need help telling a guy to buzz off.
Yeah. She's great, isn't she? Look, officer, you must know, Jenny was nice to Alan. Out of pity more than anything, and Alan wasn't used to pretty girls paying attention to him. He took it for something more than it was, and he tried to spend all of his time with her. He'd ask her out, he'd try to eat lunch with her at the same time, buy her gifts. It was a real pain.
So Alan killed Mr. Biggs after he told him to stop seeing her or else.
That's right.
Why didn't he kill you?
I like to think you guys arrested him before he tried.
All right, Janney, that's it. We're gonna tee you off the box.